June 12th, 2026. The United States government quietly uploads another batch of raw files to a public database. They do it without a press conference. There's no how-to. Just dozens of documents, images, and recordings sitting on a government server, waiting to be read. This is the third release from a program called Pursue, and it's the hardest one to ignore. Pursue stands for the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters. It started on May 8, 2026, after President Trump ordered federal agencies to find, review, and declassify their files on unidentified anomalous phenomena. The government built a public website at war.gov/UFO and began posting the material in batches. This isn't a quiet corner of the internet. By the time the third batch went up on June 12th, the Department of War reported the portal had passed 1.7 billion hits in roughly 6 weeks. That makes it one of the most visited websites the federal government has ever published, pulling traffic that rivals major news events. The first release got mixed reactions, but the audience kept growing. Millions of people now check for each new batch. The first release on May 8th held roughly 132 files. The second, on May 22nd, added hundreds more documents, plus astronaut video and audio. The third release landed on June 12th, 72 items in total, broken down as 53 documents, 10 images, 6 videos, and 3 audio recordings. The files span from the 1940s through the Apollo missions and all the way up to now. They come straight from the Department of War, the FBI, the CIA, and NASA. The records are real government paperwork, pulled from the agencies that wrote them. The government's approach is simple. They release the raw data and provide almost no interpretation. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the goal was maximum transparency, and that the administration wanted Americans to see it for themselves. So that's what I'm going to do here. On this channel, I'm going to read the files. The third batch reaches all the way back to the early days of the modern UFO story. One of the standout documents is a 1949 U.S. Army study of flying saucer reports. It's not a tabloid account. It's the Army's own internal review of sightings its personnel couldn't explain. The same release includes the CIA's 1953 Robertson Panel report, a classified meeting where intelligence officials sat down to figure out what to do about the volume of sightings pouring in. The panel's existence was known for years. Seeing the actual paperwork in a government database is a different experience. The internal tone in these older files reads as institutional confusion. The Army and the CIA weren't dismissing rubber and foil. They were documenting objects they couldn't identify, and they were spending real time and real resources doing it. The release also reaches into the space program. NASA crew debriefings from the Gemini and Apollo missions are part of the public record now. In a 1969 debriefing after Apollo 11, astronaut Buzz Aldrin described seeing little flashes inside the cabin, spaced a couple of minutes apart, that he said were sailing off into space. These are trained pilots and engineers describing what they saw, recorded in official mission paperwork. They're not dull people. Dr. Avi Loeb of the UAP science community has described files like these as a sort of detective story, one that data analysis can help work through. Because the Pentagon's own material notes that around 40% of reported phenomena lack a reasonable explanation and remain unresolved. The third batch also includes newer material. FBI-authenticated eyewitness videos of orbs from the northeastern United States, recorded between 2021 and 2025, and a recreation of the October 2023 Western United States event near a sensitive national security site. One law enforcement account from that event describes smaller orbs appearing to hatch from a larger orange mother orb, compared to grapes being expelled from a basketball. A 2022 Colorado Springs case describes a potato-shaped, opalescent object that an intelligence analysis could only explain with low confidence, and that case is still open. And when you place the 1949 Army study next to the Apollo debriefings, and then you place the 2023 FBI videos next to them, you're looking at decades of the same basic event, written up by different agencies who didn't have a clean answer for any of it. The same things keep happening. The most compelling part of these releases is the proof that the United States government spent decades documenting, tracking, and analyzing phenomena it often claimed weren't worth worrying about. But the paper trail is real, it's official, and now it's going public. The files are sitting there, on an official government website, waiting to be read. They aren't hiding this paperwork anymore. They're just hoping nobody has the patience to look. But I do. So if you want more videos like this, then like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.